Hi, I'm Darren Walker. Tonight on Inside Louisiana Athletics, head soccer coach Lance Key is here to discuss this weekend's battles with Texas State and in-state rival ULM in Monroe. And with Senior Day right around the corner, we introduce you to goalkeeper Mackenzie Lee. Later, we're joined by Heather Mercedes-Fontenot to recap volleyball's road trip to Alabama. But first, Billy Napier revisits football's primetime matchup with App State and talks about tomorrow night's fight at Arkansas State. Brought to you by Sonic. You're watching Inside Louisiana Athletics. Hello and welcome to Inside Louisiana Athletics. A huge game and an atmosphere to match it last Wednesday night as the Ragin Cajuns hosted App State. And joining me now to discuss that game and a lot more is the head coach of the Ragin Cajuns, Billy Napier. Coach, before we dive into the details of what happened that night, let's start off with 21,000 fans there on a Wednesday night, no less. Talk about the atmosphere and what it meant to you.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, our staff, our entire team is so thankful. I mean, for that type of environment on a Wednesday night, 4,000 students, 21,000 in there. Certainly opportunity for our community and the university to be on national television. It was electric from the jump, and certainly we appreciate that support.
Yeah, kudos to everyone who showed up and the energy that they brought, because it really did make a difference that night. You know, people are going to look at the final score and see 17-7 and a loss. But the team really did play well on defense, on special teams, minimal penalties, no turnovers. So it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, it's really a evenly matched game, in my opinion. They've got terrific teams, certainly a lot of veteran players. Just a couple of miscues, opportunity to go for it on 4th and 1 and get a touchdown. We kind of exchanged field goals there in the third quarter, missed our opportunity. So left 10 points on the board, and it really affected the game as we got into that fourth quarter. Really a lot of missed opportunities, and certainly we can play better on offense. We can coach better on offense, but really proud of the defense and the kicking game for sure.
Yeah, first quarter, not much clicking offensively, but Reese Burns was doing his part. He pinned App State at their own 1, and then on the second punt, the returner was just not going to let that happen again, so he takes the punt, but Percy Butler was there to drop him at the 5, so you were winning the game, the field position early.
Yeah, move the ball enough to maybe pin them down inside the 10. Certainly they played on long field throughout the day. We had some short fields and didn't capitalize on those opportunities, but Reese was outstanding. The coverage on the punt unit was really, really good throughout the night. Really had 3 inside the 20, had another one that probably should have got inside the 5. So great day by that group, and certainly it impacted the game. And
congrats to Reese. He was named the Sun Belt Special Teams Player of the Week for his effort. App State would put together, though, a 7-play, 95-yard drive. Zach Thomas doing a lot of damage with his feet.
Yeah, early in the game in particular, we had some issues on some of the zone replays. A little bit of a stretch keeper out the back door. Outside of the quarterback rushing the ball, I thought our defense really did a good job throughout the night. We limited the running back. I think he only had 1 carry over 10 throughout the entire night. So really solid day by the front 7. We covered them in the back end. And defense kept us in the game. That to go along with the kicking game, we were right there where we wanted to be when it came time.
7-0 App State after 1. Your first drive of the second quarter, you march it right down there, and you have first and goal at the 2. Just couldn't punch it in. Talk about the decision to go for it. Not that it was unusual, because it's something we've done all year.
Yeah, no question there. I mean, you can take the field goal. Certainly there you feel like, okay, if we don't get it, then they've got to go 99 yards. And that's the strength of our team. I think that it's a little bit disappointing in that we didn't punch it in. You would think with our team and the strengths that we have in the O-line, the running back room, we would get it in there. First to go on the 2. Certainly looking back at it, I think we made the right decision. We got to execute a little bit better. Got to communicate a little bit better. And I think it's a great opportunity for our team to learn about the value of a touchdown once you get down there.
App State did flip the field, though, and so now we're backed up to our own 6-yard line. But for the 4th time in as many games, you get a point-scoring drive late in the second quarter. Levi finds Nick Ralston over the middle with just 8 seconds left, and we have a tie game going into half.
Yeah, really got some things going there right before the half. certainly really good execution of the clock down there. Wanted to basically score, not give them the ball back. Really took care of the ball, made some good decisions at quarterback, mixed the tempo up. And really, you think about it here, if we get the 4th and 1, we're sitting here 14-7 at the half. So 7-7 all, certainly a very competitive game, and proud of our defense for hanging in there and keeping us in it.
The first possession of the third quarter, kind of one of the more pivotal moments in the game. The drive gets the App State 25, and that sets up a 42-yard field goal, which Kenny has it blocked. And then App State takes over, and they get to our 23, and they convert.
Yeah, so it's exchange of similar situations. First half, they get it inside the 10, they score a touchdown. We don't. Here we go. We exchange field goal opportunities. They make theirs, we miss ours. So, we're leaving some things out there, and not only do we not get the 10 points, but we got to deal with the negative energy, the momentum that we lose. Certainly missed out an opportunity to capitalize on a lot of momentum by punching these in.
So you go to the 4th, 10-7, and App State puts another monumental drive, really. 19 plays, 97 yards, took 10 minutes off the clock. They converted 3rd downs and 4th downs, including the pass interference at the goal line, and that put them up 17-7.
Yeah, tight game at that point, man. That drive seemed like it went on forever. Really good job. We got them to 4th down twice. They made some really good plays. Certainly a couple really, I'm talking game of inches type of spots. I think we had an opportunity to maybe go for it there. I think at the 5-minute mark, we ended up punting it to them, and I think it was maybe 17 plays or something like that, and took it down and scored. So a lot of credit to App. Certainly executed and made the plays when they needed to. And that's a good football team. We've got a ton of respect for them.
So the team has now turned the page to yet another monster game, huge game this week against Arkansas State tomorrow night. They're 3-3 on the year, averaging 33 points a game. So, you can talk about statistics and records all you want, but when these two teams get together, anything's possible.
Yeah, I don't think anything that's happened in the past is going to affect Thursday night. This is a divisional game. It's on the road, certainly against an opponent that we have a tremendous history with as an institution. And they're very explosive on offense, and they've got several players on defense that can create issues for you. Good team speed, so they're good on special teams. We're going to have our hands full, and certainly we've had a good week of prep, excited about this opportunity.
Yeah, you mentioned playmakers on their offensive side. Omar Bayless leads the country with 843 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. So, and they're doing it kind of with a backup quarterback. It really hasn't mattered, who's taking the snaps back there.
Yeah, they've got really good play, in particular from the young man who stepped in there, played at Pulaski Academy right there in the Little Rock area. Very impressive so far, former walk-on at Alabama. And a lot of our staff has experience with him when he was coming out and getting recruited. So he's played well. Heck, they scored and moved the ball against Georgia State recently, and I thought he did a nice job.
One more note, their defense is giving up 535 yards a game and 38 points a game, which screams shootout. But, Coach, we thought we were going to have one of those the other night, and it just didn't happen. But go ahead and talk about that for a second.
Well, they've had a little bit of an injury bug. They've had a couple significant starters out for the season. A couple guys missed a couple games here as of late. They anticipate some of those guys being back. So we expect to get their best foot forward. There's no question. Just like last year, this game went down to the wire, and I would expect no different this Thursday night.
And we'll have all the highlights and reaction of that game next week on Inside Louisiana Athletics. Coming up next, we talk to soccer coach Lance Key.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time, that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this.
Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
So this will be a 50-yard attempt. Kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Cajuns win! 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 A 50-yard field goal! And time expires! Holy cow! Can you believe it?
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 Junior Garlic Butter Bacon Burger with tots while they last.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. Time now to catch up on all things soccer with the head coach of the soccer team, Lance Key. Coach, you go on the road again this weekend. You go to Texas State on Friday and UL Monroe on Sunday. Let's start with the Friday night game. Obviously, you outshoot Texas State 14-12, but they get a first half goal 1-0 and make that hold up.
They do. They're a really talented team, very athletic. Very windy night at their place, and it's a tough place to play. And I think we went in there with a good game plan. I think our tactics were in place, and we were prepared to play, but we knew it was going to be a battle. It was probably the first match where I feel like we played a true 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. We weren't fantastic for 90 minutes, but we fought and we battled for 90 minutes. And at their place, that's what it was going to take. I knew it wasn't going to be a large margin of victory for one team or the other. It was going to be closely played, and that's exactly what it turned out to be. They got a counterattack in behind us in the first half, and their most prolific goal scorer got him behind and took that first shot. McKenzie made a great save, and they came in and rebounded. And I think the shot count is a little bit misleading. I think we didn't take enough high-quality chances. We took shots. We were in their end of the field. We were in the final third, but our final third selection needs to be a little bit better. And I think on the night we let ourselves down with that, a little bit too antsy, a little too anxious to try to get that shot off instead of finding that next pass to get the best shot. But in the end, they battled and competed, and that's all I can ask for on the road against a good team. And that's the conference right now. Everything's really tight.
Right. Sunday, you go to UL Monroe. Scoreless first half, but you did have 6 shots, so you were applying a little bit of pressure early on.
We did. I think the first half of Monroe wasn't bad. Again, it wasn't fantastic. We were not really in a good rhythm, and part of that was another blue collar team who works very hard. They disrupt our play. And so that was the first half. We had some chances, a few decent chances, but nothing really great. The best chances really opened up in the second half.
Second half, freshman Olivia Gelpi opens up the scoring with the first goal of her career, and then another freshman, Carlene Beedry, 17 minutes later puts another one in, and now you're up 2-0.
Yeah, we told them at halftime we were 45 minutes away from a result that we had to have. We knew that we needed to come out of this weekend with 3 points, especially having not taken any away from Texas State. Right. So going into the match, we said it doesn't matter how we play, we've got to get a result today, which is a great exercise for us trying to get into the postseason where that's exactly how that operates. Whether you play fantastic or you play poorly, if you get a result, then you live to play another day. So I thought it was great in that regard. A little disappointing, I think, that we didn't create some better chances and take some better chances in the first half. So at halftime, we're 45 minutes away from a must-have result. Someone has to step up and find a way to get it done. And Olivia got her first goal. I was so happy for her. She's worked so hard. She's such an honest kid. And so it was good to see her kind of get the fruit of her labor, get on the end of a ball. And she had to scrap for it. It wasn't a fantastic goal in terms of the quality of the strike, but it was at a very important time, and it was a great effort from her. And then Carlene to get back on the score sheet again after having been off it for a little while was good to see her. Be great for both of their confidence.
Yeah, she got her 4th goal of the season in that one. So here you are with 3 games left in the season, really in the middle of the stretch run. And you just mentioned a little while ago how tight things are. Just talk about what your mindset goals are for the rest of the year.
It really hasn't changed a whole lot. The league is shaping up much how I expected it to. I figured South was going to pull forward, and they have. and everyone else there's 7 teams within 4 points on the table. So, one result on any given day either way, and the table shakes up. So it's what I expect. Everything's going to be a battle. We're going to go on Friday night to Georgia State. It's going to be a battle. And we really can't get so caught up in everything else. We just have one match on Friday night to play. We've got to make sure we do a good job of preparing for that and executing in that match on the road, so that hopefully we can return home with another 3 points in the bank and hopefully close out the season well at home.
In the next segment, we're going to hear from your goalkeeper, Mackenzie Lee. She's a senior. Just talk about the way she's helped you as a transitional coach in your first year.
Mackenzie's been instrumental as far as I'm concerned in terms of me being able to come in and transition, and really us as a staff coming in and understanding the dynamics that were at play within our program, and understanding a little about where the team is and where they want to be. And I think she's done a great job as a senior goalkeeper, as a communicator, as a leader, bringing players together, maturing herself through this season, and ultimately putting in some really good performances for us. She's done a great job.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time as always, and best of luck this weekend. As we mentioned, we will hear next from goalkeeper Mackenzie Lee.
To perform, you need speed, skill, strength. With every muscle, every move, you push your body to reach its full potential. But sometimes you just can't push through the pain. That's when you know it's time to address it. So when injury puts you on the sidelines, trust us to get you back in the game. Lourdes Sports Care, the team behind your team.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, loving God will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
We are a young conference, full of energy, passion, and pride. And we won't rest until we've made our mark. Our accomplishments have earned us a place among the top of the college football world. But we're just getting started. We've still got a lot of growing to do. And the future is for the young. Sunbelt is proud to be a part of 150 years of college football.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. Time now to introduce you to goalkeeper Mackenzie Lee.
Hi, my name's Mackenzie Lee, and I'm a senior goalkeeper from Houston, Texas. I grew up, I actually am from Kingwood, which is an outskirt of Houston, but no one really knows where that is. It's basically like a forest with a bunch of houses in it, and grew up there since I was 5. Went to Kingwood Park High School. It was a really great community, really loving, really safe. I started playing soccer when I was about 3. The reason I started was because I was bouncing off the walls, and my parents were like, we need to get her to do something. So they were like, what sport is good for running? And they picked soccer, and I just loved it from there. I played both on the field and in goal, so some of the awards are on the field. But for the senior year, because we were out of goalkeepers my senior year, and so my coach sat me down and was like, look, you gotta play in the goal. And I was like, that's fine with me. And he was like, I'll let you pick whatever jersey you want. And I was like, okay. So I picked my jersey, and my senior year I finished out in goal. And yeah, it was really good. I loved my high school experience. It was one of the best memories. The hardest part about being a goalkeeper is definitely the pressure, but then again, it kind of makes the position great. You're the last line of defense, and at some points you gotta come up and make a big save, and it's just the pressure. I decided to join the Ragin Cajuns because First, this place is just amazing. The facilities are top of the notch. Like, literally, it's better. It can compete with SEC level facilities, and the people here want you to get better constantly, and they're always working with you. My experience here as a student athlete has been really good. At first, it was an adjustment. Like, you have to balance practice, and you got to get enough sleep in, and you got to go to school. But after you get the hang of it, it's really good. The professors are really good here. They always work with you, coaches as well, and I've just really enjoyed it. The transition of a new coach for my senior year has been really good. I feel extremely blessed to experience it because I know some people didn't get to, and I think the things we're working on are really great, and we're going to turn this program around.
Great teachers change lives.
It only takes one.
Thank you, Coach Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Gentry.
Mrs. Hunter, you are the one who taught me perseverance, to always fight the good fight.
Thank you, Ms. Frost. You're the one who believed in me.
Thank you, Ms. Matthews. You're the one that pushed me to be better.
Dr. Lee Hersey has been a great, wonderful role model, mentor.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you. This one's for you.
Great teachers change lives.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
This junior garlic butter burger is so juicy. The butter really brings out the flavor.
Well said, Peter.
You're kind of buttering me up. What did you do?
You're just a really good friend.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Grab a $2.99 junior garlic butter bacon burger with tots while they last.
If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, then your feet will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it's Zydeco. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, mange. If you're happy and you know it, I think I will help you show it. If you're happy and you know it, mange.
Welcome back to Inside Louisiana Athletics. Time now to visit with the head coach of the volleyball team, Heather Mazetas-Fontenot. Coach, you go on the road once again. You've been some road warriors this year, but you head to Alabama to play South Al and Troy, 2, 3, and 1 teams going into the weekend in conference. So pretty good teams. The story Friday night really came down to a couple of sets where South Alabama made a couple of pretty good runs, a 10-0 run in the first set, and then an 8-0 run later on, and that was really kind of the difference in the game.
Well, the first set, we're tied, I think 10-10 or something like that, and then they go on a serving run, and all weekend long our serve receive struggled a little bit, and then but at the second set, we lose 26-24, and it was on an in and out call, which is always tough to lose on that. And the up ref overruled the line judge.
It was a reversal.
And it was a reversal. And so then I was like, and you hate to lose like that. But, we win that set because then we won the third set, blew them out completely in the third set. And all of a sudden game plan's working, everything's working, our serve receive is there. And then the fourth set, we're kind of neck and neck. And then they go on a good run right there at the end. But our serve receive kind of broke down. And again, not to blame it on that, but there were some really good points. But that match, as well as the Troy match, were almost identical in that we had one set that we lost by 2 points. So in Troy, we lost the first set 25-23. Well, if we win that set, and we also had won the third set, then it's a completely different match for us. And we just got to be able to, those tight sets, we've got to win those. We've got to get on the winning side of those.
Yeah, you get the third set, like you said, convincingly, 25-14, really showing, as we seem to talk about every week, those flashes of what this team is capable of.
Right. No, exactly. And that's what it's really fun. And I think Haley Wisnowski had 18 kills or something like that night. And they couldn't stop her. And so, we have these great things going on. And I was talking to my team, and I think we're the best 1-5 team in the conference, but I don't want to be 1-5 anymore. Right. We've got to, they had just asked me if I feel like our back's against the wall. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like monkeys on the back. We've got every single jungle animal out there that we've got to get off.
Yeah. You go to the game against Troy on Saturday, and as you just mentioned, a very similar story. First set lead that doesn't hold up. The momentum carries Troy to the second set win, but then you come back and win convincingly in the third set again.
Well, one of the things that happened in the second set, our team is pretty slow. They're like the slowest team to put on their shoes, their socks. They're like they're a very slow team, right? And so in the huddles, one of the ways to slow a match down is to huddle a little bit longer in between points, and most refs will kind of be okay with that as long as it's not too long. Well, before the first whistle, we were still in our huddle. Ref blows a whistle, they serve super fast. So we weren't even out of our huddle. They ace, and we're like, what the heck? And so that is kind of what started the second set spiral,
right.
And I'm not blaming it on the ref. We were in our huddle too long, but still it's like that, it's like blowing the whistle and all of a sudden the ball's in play and our girls are like, wait. And so then of course we were on top of it after that. But, it's just, that one thing can change the complete momentum of any set.
Right. Still though, 10 matches left in the season. There's a lot of volleyball left to be played. And, what's the message to the team at this point?
Man, when seasons start to head like this, I feel like we're sitting on a precipice. We can either go over the cliff and start kind of crabbing at each other and being, disrespectful, or we can say, hey, we're going to dial this back and lasso it in and love each other and make sure that this is what the season's going to be about. And we can flip this anytime we want to. It's just they talked about it in the locker room after the Troy match. It's like, hey guys, we've got to figure this out. And it wasn't like, because they have a great game plan. I know that, the defensive game plan my assistant is putting in, the offensive game plan I'm putting in, those things are working well for them when they do it, and so they understand that this is where they have to change it.
Real quick, Georgia State, Georgia Southern this weekend, 2 teams ahead of you in the standings. So an opportunity to start chipping away. Yeah,
it's a must win for this weekend. And I'm glad we play Friday, Sunday instead of Friday, Saturday, because the Friday, Saturday swing back to back on the road is really, really tough. So we've got a little bit of rest on Saturday.
Coming up next on Inside Louisiana Athletics, a look at the upcoming schedule.
Sonic's got all my fair faves.
Cheddar peppers, 99-cent corn dogs, Oreo a la mode. But there's no chicken on the fair faves menu, right?
No. Why do you ask?
No reason. You're safe.
Hurry in. Fair faves start at 99 cents and order ahead for happy hour anytime.
To perform, you need speed, skill, strength. With every muscle, every move, you push your body to reach its full potential. But sometimes you just can't push through the pain. That's when you know it's time to address it. So when injury puts you on the sidelines, trust us to get you back in the game. Lourdes Sports Care, the team behind your team.